Hello, welcome back to the Armenian Museum. I'm Gary Lind-Sinanian, the curator, and today I want to talk about the life of Miran Gouveyan and some of his work. Back in the 19th century, if you're going to hire somebody for the railroads, the men work up and say, hold out your hands. And you hold out the hands, and a lot of men were missing various fingers, and those are the men they would hire. The reason was because those were experienced railway men. We think today about railways as being just a conductor punching a ticket, very simple. Railway work, especially in the rail yards, was very dangerous because trying to put the various boxcars together, you had to drop a pin in there, and they very often lost fingers, very typical of that. Well, Miran Gouveyan was a railroad worker, and unfortunately, when his accident, he didn't just lose his fingers, he lost the whole hand. So he only had one hand. And so he lost his job. And what's he going to do? He had a wife, children. How's he going to support them? So he thought about it. What can I do that can, as far as a job? And one of the things he had was he was very meticulous. So he had the idea of taking paper, holding it down with an elbow, and then taking a knife and cutting designs in it to make stencils. And with the stencils, he could make various designs. Notice these are tavlu boards, nardi boards that he made. And these are stencils that he did design on the stencil. And these are some of the stencils that he used in order to make that. And you can see right here the designs of the stencil. And so by doing this, he was able to create a job for himself, a special niche, where he would use these stencils to do various kinds of artworks. And he would often make things like Christmas cards or special cards. And these would be custom-made, very expensive cards, one of a kind. And he would make these cards for people and put the names under the person, etc. And so by doing this, he was able to support his family. Very clever. And you might wonder, well, what does stencils have to do with Armenians? Armenians didn't use stencils, did they? Well, yes, actually they did. Two areas where they would use stencil arts would be in shadow puppets, of course, and also in oud. Notice the sound holes of the ouds. Those would be using stencils in order to create the sound holes of the ouds. And this is another one of his arts he would do. And so he would take these designs, and for instance, the tavlu board here. And the designs inside, he would put these all himself. These are some examples of his designs here. But by doing this, he was able to make a living for himself and support his family. And this collection of stencils was donated to us by his son, Jack Gouveyan, who lives in the greater Boston area. And we were very fortunate. And this shows one man's adaptation, how when he came to America, how he had to modify himself in order to make a living in America. And we did a couple of exhibits on things like this about different families and how they adapted to America. And this was a very singular example here of Mr. Miran Gouveyan and the stencil art that he created in order to survive. The Armenian Museum is here to share our story, art, and history with you, the public. We thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, you can see other ones on YouTube. We celebrate our 50th anniversary this year. There was no better time to join the Armenian Museum. If you want to join, just go onto our website or type in armenianmuseum.org/membership. It'll take you to join our organization. Thank you very much for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.